Hey, fellow film buffs, Teen here, figuring what the heck, it's late at night. Let's talk about some trailers. These dropped a couple of days ago. Well, no, dropped today, right?
Yeah, this morning.
Or, yeah, yesterday at this point, because it's 2:04 when we're recording this. Because we have, oh, you can tell I'm watching my own video. So here you go. Well, I am just that full of myself. Thank you very much. But yeah, wow. Figure let's talk about these. Let's take a look at them. I'm going to share the screen here so you guys can see what we're talking about. Unfortunately, the sound's going to be a little wonky, so if you want to start it up yourself also while we're talking about it, it'll be awesome. So It and Top Gun, dude, what you thinking?
I'm interested to see what It Chapter 2 can do, because the thing of it is, even in the original novel, and I'm a big Stephen King fan, surprising nobody. Even in the original novel, the adult portion of the book was the less entertaining portion.
Mm-hmm.
So they've got an uphill battle. As for Top Gun, I think I'm thinking what everybody else is thinking, which is, really, you're gonna do a sequel now, of all times?
Yeah, we're going to get to that when we're talking about this. He's long in the tooth. They do address it, by the way, in the trailer, and I do appreciate the fact that they do address it. But he's not the Top Gun anymore. He wouldn't be the one that they send up to do all the badass missions, right?
Yeah, no, because that stress on your body just alone would screw you up. So
that's what I figure, because that was my first thought. Well, he's got to be the trainer. He's got to be an admiral, or
they've got to do basically with Top Gun what they did with Rocky when it switched to Creed and make him like a trainer.
Yeah, yeah. So that was something. Hey, Fragminion, how you doing? Is Dalton Eglinton's Goose? That has connotations I don't want to go near. Let's see, he's going to be doing Tom Skerritt's role from the first movie. That's what you would think, but okay, we're going to get into. You want to start with Top Gun? I know it says It and Top Gun, but we'll start with Top Gun since that's what we're talking about right now. It was okay. Let me get to it here. I'm also going to share, so at least we can show off what we're talking about while we do this. Alrighty. And can you see?
Yep.
Alrighty. So we got the Top Gun. I did. Okay. So it's Top Gun Maverick rather than Top Gun Part 2. And I appreciate that. I'm a fan of titles over
numbers.
Over numbers. Yeah. It just, I like those kind of, and yeah, next we're going to be talking about an It Part 2. So here we go. Now I am also, give me just a moment so I can get this on the phone so I could see the comments section. Yeah. So are you a fan of Top Gun, the first movie?
I like it, and I understand why it's as iconic as it is, but it's one of those that's not quite my speed, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a huge fan of like military movies and stuff like that.
So you are saying that you do not feel the need for speed. We can do this too, Dalton. You are not. You don't own.
I'm also observing quietly that you beat me to a pun. Yes.
Yes, you are not the owner of bad puns. Alrighty, so
He's threatening my title, folks. You know what has to happen now.
Fragminion is saying
Carol bad pun overdrive.
Period there, dude. Carol Danvers flies into the movie and kicks Mavericks in the nuts because whammons. That I would actually pay for. I think that would be fun, Fragminion. And Dr. Venkman didn't like the reboot of it. I disagree, but we'll check that out.
I liked it, yes.
Yeah,
I honestly want an entire like cinematic universe of Stephen King adaptations now. Most importantly, my favorite, which is Needful Things. I want a big budget Needful Things.
Okay, I think they call that Castle Rock, and it's on Hulu. Anyway, I'm gonna hit play here. We're gonna check this out. Once again, guys, I don't think you can hear it here. I haven't not yet learned how to do this on the OBS, so Plus, I don't want to get nailed for too much copyright on this, so we're going to be stopping occasionally.
20-second increments to avoid the YouTube algorithm shenanigans.
So Ed Harris has one of those authoritative voices. I like the way it starts off here. But all it's doing is it's like, oh, Tom Cruise is the best of the best. And if you ever watch Tom Cruise during his, if you ever watch, I'm going to stop it here. If you ever watch early Tom Cruise movies, no matter what movie he's in, he always played the best of the best. He was the best of the best car racers in Days of Thunder. He was the best of the best Top Gun pilots in Top Gun. He was the best of the best bartenders and cocktails. Everything he was ever in is the best of the best. And when I heard Ed Harris here and he's talking up Maverick, this is one thing he did, and here's another thing he did, and I want you to know that he does a lot of things. When I heard that, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is exactly like the first movie. It really is. They're really playing it up. So yeah, I kind of dug that. Tom Cruise does fly planes as a hobby. I wouldn't doubt that. I wouldn't doubt that Tom Cruise builds planes for the poor and needy.
Tom Cruise does all kinds of weird things. I mean, this was the guy who, during his stint in Scientology, got up in, was it Ellen's couch, and started like couch surfing. So
yeah. I like Fragminion saying he was the best of the best at wearing tighty whities in that one movie. Risky Business, and yes, he's the best of the best at lip syncing. Oh gosh, Bob Seger while wearing tighty whities. All right,
makes you almost want to see Tom Cruise as Wolverine. Have him do the best there is at what I do speech.
I am the best at what I do, and what I do is everything. Dun 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 dun. I would watch that. All right, what do we got next? Awesome maneuver.
Yep. Though incidentally, that's exactly the kind of stuff he wouldn't be doing at his age, or he shouldn't be doing.
Because yeah, you're right. Because he's old. That would be like, I'm asleep. So yeah, right here is the scene where he's saying you should be a 2-star admiral by now, Captain. Why is that? And they give him, and his answer is, it's one of life's mysteries, sir. Meaning, we're not really going to address that. It's just cooler to see me in a plane than it is on the ground, even though, as we've mentioned before, he's going to be put to sleep at all those times. So,
yep, lampshade.
Yeah. Yeah. Tom Cruise would be great as Hal Jordan. So, yeah, there were rumors about him as Hal Jordan. So, at least Wolvie would be finally be the correct height if Tom Cruise played him. That is true. Yes. That's a plus. This will all be CGI now, so still live action. Well, they're calling The Lion King live action, so why not? There we go. And you don't have to retract your messages, Dr. Venkman. You're one of us. One of us. Anyway, let's go.
We accepted one of us. Google bug off.
I love the big American swell music here. It's like nostalgia. Isn't it great? We get the same exact scene. Here goes the gay volleyball. Oh, no, they're playing football this time.
Picked up on maneuver from Tommy Wiseau.
Oh, hold on. Say again.
I said he picked up a maneuver from Tommy Wiseau.
Which was?
Because of how much they played football in the room.
I gotcha. Okay. Yeah, so right there, that was complete. That whole section was nostalgia for the last movie. They had the scene in the bar. They have the scene on the beach, but this time it's going to be football, not volleyball. They have the pretty girl turning her head, just like Kelly McGillis in the original one. Everything about that section was, Hey, old people, remember when you were younger? You want to live that time again? Come on down. Let's watch this movie. Okay.
To be fair, if I may offer the quote unquote gay perspective on this, I don't think the football scene is gonna have as much eye candy as the volleyball scene had.
Uh, well, I'll give you this, and I'll give the man this. Tom Cruise is still in shape.
Yeah.
I mean, and we saw him taking off. And how much you want to bet that's actually him taking off in a jet?
Probably.
And if he can fly a jet, how much do you want to bet that that's him taking off in a jet, not some guy flying him while he's in the back seat looking or pretending like he's flying his own jet?
If he does planes and whatnot in his free time, then by all means have him do all his own stunts as much as he wants to.
Got to look into this. Did Tom Cruise do his own flying? I don't know if they would have him do the Top Gun best of stuff, but
No, they couldn't, and for obvious reasons that we've already talked about, he would be succumbing to G-forces. But
okay.
But at least the actual flying parts, where he's not doing like the hot dogging and the trick flying stuff.
Yeah, well, Venkman's saying
they probably just add the stunts in with like CG at this point.
Venkman is saying that he does do his thing. I don't know if he read it somewhere, but yeah, I'm not doubting it. These days, if Tom Cruise plays a Jason Voorhees victim and gets stabbed, and they said, well, Tom Cruise wanted to do all his stunts, he was actually stabbed 8 times in the heart, I would believe he actually got stabbed 8 times in the heart.
Tom is famous for doing his own stunts, so yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yep. And let's see. So he's saying this won't be CGI. Frag Minion say, sure, buddy. In the first movie, he had a real pilot in the back seat as he flew the plane. Yeah, they sometimes do that, but I could see him doing his own stuff. So let's continue here. That really does look cool, by the way.
Mm-hmm. It's a neat shot.
Yeah. See, now that I have a hard time believing he did. The whole upside down thing.
Yeah.
Just
they're professional like trick pilots who can't do stuff like that. So.
Yeah. Plus he's Tom Cruise. And at a point you've got to say, no, Tom, put the gun down. We're not going to have you shoot yourself in the head. We're going to fake it. At some point in time, you just got to say, look, we're not going to allow you to kill yourself for a movie. Although it looks like they really don't say no to him a lot.
Yeah. And Tom Cruise's response to "we're not going to let you kill yourself for a movie" is
you're fired.
But it worked for Heath Ledger.
Oh yeah. Okay. Anyway. Okay, so oops, I started over for some reason. So that's the Tom Cruise trailer. What do you think? Are you jazzed? Is it something you're up for? What do you think?
Like I said, even though I like the original Top Gun, fine,
Mm-hmm.
It's not my kind of movie, so I'll probably end up skipping this.
Okay.
But that said, the flying sequences look cool.
They really do.
Will probably look amazing in the theater, which is especially some of the from the cockpit POV shots.
Yeah.
So I could definitely see that working. And my worry is that they're playing too heavily on the nostalgia, like that's the only thing that's gonna sell it. And it seems like every time they've done that recently, they either don't understand why the original is nostalgic, or they just throw in all the same things happening over again, whether it makes sense for the plot or not. Looking at you, Independence Day resurgence.
Right. So I talked about this. I talked about Top Gun when we were talking about movies that are untouchable. You can't remake them. And I mentioned I've seen it recently. Or was it in the top 10? It was one of those videos. I think it was the top 10. Because Rob brought it up in his 1986 top 10 movies. It wasn't in mine. I've recently saw Top Gun when they did the 3D transfer. And I was like, it looks gorgeous. The flying scenes really are cool, but the movie's just dull to me now. And so I'm looking at this and I'm thinking probably the same thing. I'm not seeing a lot of story. Now, this is a teaser. This is the first trailer out. We don't really know the story. This is just saying, hey, Top Gun's coming out. But it really does look like the Nostalgia Plus airplane scenes. But if I do go see this in the theater, I promise you it's going to be the 3D IMAX.
Yep.
Because that's going to be the way to see them. Certain movies are just like that. And if they're flying movies, that's one of the things that sold Avatar, is because of the 3D and flying. And the same thing with How to Train Your Dragon. If you ever saw that on the big screen in 3D, it was amazing. So I would go there.
Every single time it came out, it always was boiled down to, but the flying scenes though. Yeah, every time.
Yeah, and Venkman is bringing up in the trailer, they say how he's a dying breed and no one else has taken out a MiG in 40 years. Yeah. Let's see. I'll wait for the cartoon show of this. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I do remember when they did cartoons all the time. Didn't they have a RoboCop? I know they had RoboCop toys aimed at kids.
They did have there was a RoboCop animated series for a hot second. A mask one too, and trying to think of some other ones.
They wanted to do kids' toys in a cartoon for Freddy. So, yeah, they went crazy. Tom Cruise is only 57, not 65, and he is in very good shape. He could kick any of our asses. I'll wait for the main version, just the flying bits. Yeah, but like I said, when I see it, I'm going to see this, obviously. I'll see it in IMAX 3D just because I know the flying scenes are going to be awesome. Alrighty. And that's us right here. And whoops, did I not bring up the It trailer? I guess I should do that. Oops, sorry about that, gang. I thought I had it all I think I accidentally closed it. Oh, hey, thanks for subscribing, Undead Quinn. It 2 trailer 2019. Let's go do that one. I always search for... That's the teaser trailer. It 2 trailer. That's the one that came out 2 months ago, 14 hours ago. Here we go. That's what we're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's get this puppy started. If it loads. And of course, isn't that... There we are. Okay, I love the fact that they're starting off the way they're doing. I guess I should wait because I see on the TV it's not there. So they start off and already he's saying it's weird, something happens to us when you leave Derry. You start forgetting, but I stayed, so I never forgot. And I really love the fact that they're holding on to that particular part of the story. Now, it's my favorite.
It's an important part from the book, so I'm glad they kept it.
Yeah, this is my favorite, by the way, Stephen King book. I know Needful Things is yours. My first place is It. My second place is The Stand, the extended version. Anyway, I'm going to continue here. Alrighty. First image we get of Pennywise here. I gotta say, I like it.
Mm-hmm.
The glowing eyes, the whole 9 yards. Now, if I remember the book correctly, there's some sort of festival going on in Derry, and there's a gay couple, and one of the guys ends up in the water, but he's an adult.
Right.
And this is what happens at the beginning, actually. It's what brings everybody back to town. So that is what I think we're seeing.
Yep.
Is the guy being washed away by the water into Pennywise's arms. So, yeah.
I'll be curious if they keep the gay subplot though, because on the one hand, it's more representation, and in Hollywood in this day and age, you don't pass up more representation, especially when it was originally there.
Yeah, but on the other hand,
But on
victim.
the other hand, it's a gay character dying, and that's haram. So
Yeah, you're right. That is a double-edged sword for them, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah. Now, of course, in the book, it's not played up in any way, shape, or form. He is just a gay man. It's not. It's not representation, or it's nothing.
No, kudos to Stephen King for including that without making it a thing.
Yeah, and it's not anything about I hate the gays, let's watch them die, or anything like that. It's just this guy's gay, and he was part of a couple, and that was it. It was just there. You didn't have to make a big freaking deal about it. Which, of course, now he would be wearing a big old T-shirt that says "I'm the gay character."
While lisping and being super effeminate and whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah. A gay character dies in this. That's what it looks like. It looks like the beginning of the book where a gay character does die. But let's continue here. By the way, I was referring to Undead Quinn, who said the book was gay lynching. Englentine, remember to pause on some parts. Don't forget about the copyright system. Yep. I'm trying to pause every 20 seconds here. There we go. Okay. Okay, like you said, I do have to pause because of the copyright thing, and we have to talk about it. This is what you have to do. You have to change what it's all about. So I'm liking the fact that they're showing who grows up into who.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get this right out of the way, because if we're all excited about this, it was a big hit last year. So now when they show a future trailer, they don't have to do it.
Right.
Because everybody's seeing this trailer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also, I'm glad they kept Mike as the one that stayed behind as the librarian, because in the movie of the first part, they had Ben do the research in the library instead of Mike, and I thought that was weird, and I wondered if they were going to switch Mike.
Yeah, that was one part I did not like. Mike was not really present in the first film.
No, he was just there.
He's the dairy historian. So they took his part away and gave it to Ben here.
Ben.
He did a fine job. This is no blaming the actor or anything like that. I blame the writers.
It was just a really dumb and unnecessary change, especially given that they didn't give Mike anything else to do.
Yeah, my guess for the whole thing would be because Ben is part of the love triangle.
Yeah.
That they have to give him a meteor part so you feel more sympathy for him, because in the book, of course, you've got pages and pages and pages. It's over 1,000-page book.
And my word, does Stephen King use those pages?
But in the movie, you only have a couple of hours to establish the characters and do the plot, the whole 9 yards. So they switched it so you feel more sympathy for Ben for when Bevy eventually goes for lead character guy.
Bill,
thank you. All right, let's continue. I do like these two, by the way. I see that. Okay, let me hide this. I'm gonna back this up. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, look at this kid.
Yep.
Look at him.
Yeah, it's
like, really holy Jesus, really? Seriously, they look at that. The faces mold. They're the same guy. Just okay, here you go, Freddy.
Yeah, that's one thing I will definitely give to it, chapter 2, because one of the things I absolutely hate is when the actors who were supposed to be aged up or aged down of a character
Yeah,
don't resemble the person they're supposed to be aged up or aged down
but
into.
they did capture that well here when you
Yeah.
go through the whole thing. You got Bill who's just look at his face structure, and he turns into Professor Xavier here, and it matches.
Yep.
And you know that he's really just upset that they've got two members of X-Men Dark Phoenix in this, and they're all mad because it bombed. Yeah,
Well, not to mention, I'm half wondering if it's gonna revolve around Bill and Pennywise having a scare off because James McAvoy was the Beast in Split and Glass.
I will kill you, Pennywise. Yeah. Oh, by the way, perfect casting.
Yeah.
If I mean, we talk about the facial stuff, but for perfect casting, Bill Hader, that was absolutely it. Yes, absolutely.
Success.
Yeah.
The lighting is a lot better this time around.
Okay. At first, I thought that was his brother.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Let me let the everybody catch up. There you go. Okay, so yeah, he goes into the fun house. Boom, he sees a kid. He's like, "Kid." At first, I thought it was brother, and I was like, "Oh, okay." He's got to know he's messing around with him.
If you want my 2 cents, I think what they're getting at with how similar he looks is Pennywise holds a grudge, and the Losers Club is the one group that got away from him. So
Yeah, which you would think he would be on to just let's go catch some kids, but okay, we'll get to it in a little bit. I don't want to get ahead of us here. Okay, so here we have. I'm going to read some comments here. Let's see. I don't think that they leave the kids having sex with each other part in, but that did happen after they defeated Pennywise the first time. So my guess is you're not going to see it.
and also while we're whining about things that got left out, where's my big cosmic turtle? Where's Matern? Because he was the one that gave them the ritual of Chud to defeat Pennywise in the first place, and they cut him out. It just was kind of there.
Yeah. Did they? Let's see. I never got that swap. Let's see. The one change I support. Okay, Stanley will be dead. Yep. That's how the second half begins. Well, it actually his story. He goes upstairs and gets into the bathtub, and he writes "it" on the wall in his own blood. Yeah. Which character is Harry from Night Court? Harry is what's his name? The comedian, Wolf. What's his name from Stranger Things?
Yeah.
What is the character's name?
Richie. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's who he played. Bill Hader is Harry from Night Court in the original. Starting it. Okay. I noticed there's a bit of a delay between the time I start it and it actually moves on the TV. It looks. Are you getting that?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll try to catch up a little bit here. And that was awesome. And yes, that shows that what you were saying, that there's, he's trying to get to the kid, and then Pennywise pops up and he's got the tongue sticking out. Let me back it up for that. He's got the tongue sticking out.
Yeah.
And it's just such an awesome thing. And it's exactly, I think you're right. He's holding a grudge.
Because you guys got to keep in mind that Pennywise is ancient beyond reckoning. So because he's been doing this feeding every 27 years thing since before the first European settlers showed up. So to think that this one group of kids is the one that got away from him, not to mention the fact that it basically starved him for that 27-year period, he's going to be holding a grudge. but good.
You got to think, really, are they the first ones? Would there be another story? Because forever and ever, that's a
Well,
long time.
well, okay. So
Prince
in the
told me that.
book, in the book, it was Matern the turtle that gave them the ritual of Chud, which implies that he hasn't done that before. But in the movie verse, they find out about the ritual of Chud from a book or something. So I'm assuming in the movies, maybe it's not the first time someone has gotten away from him, but in the books, it was most definitely Matern got ticked off and decided to intervene for the first time.
Okay. So I'm going to hit start, but I'm not going to start talking about it until I see it on the television here. All right. So, yeah, I can see what you're talking about as far as all that's concerned, but hold on. Here we go. There we are. So, yeah, all this is just him trying to freak out Bill, and it doesn't really have anything to do with the kid, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That particular scene anyway. Did you ever find the House of Mirrors scary?
In the book or
No,
just
no, in general, because it is always used. And I
yeah,
understand it's kind of it's supposed to be an allegory reflecting your fears back at yourself, yada
right,
yada.
yeah.
But
But
did that ever work?
I've never found them scary. No. If
Yeah,
anything, if anything, I find old school fun houses just fascinating.
mhm.
I really wish we could bring them back, especially with modern technology.
Yeah.
And I pitched this once when we were on the Homegrown Tourist back when it was still Mad About the Mouse. Imagine doing a modern day funhouse at Disney that's Doctor Strange themed. You can't tell me that wouldn't be awesome.
Okay. Well, we actually had a fun house down here in Orlando called Mystery Funhouse with a wizard
Hmm.
as its mascot, so that would be kind of cool. All right,
Hmm.
starting it again. Alrighty, so yeah, digging these scenes. I'm loving the bit here. He's like, "Oh, for 27 years, I dreamt of you. I craved you. I missed you." I love that.
Yeah,
That whole bit right there is just awesome. The Bill Skarsgård is the guy playing Pennywise, and he just
yep.
freaking kills it. He kills it all the way through.
He needs to. He is the guy I would cast as Nightmare whenever they get around to using him in the Doctor
In
Strange
the
movie.
Doctor Strange movies, yeah, he's got this. He's got this. Okay, starting again. Alrighty. So here we're getting a little bit more of the okay, he Bill Hader's character Richie, he's afraid of clowns. We're getting more of the romance plot. We see that they're going into the cave after the ground explodes, because at first they went in through the little drain pipe because that's where they played in
Yeah,
the
the
barrows, I
sewer.
believe.
Yep.
Yeah, this time they go, the dairy has a flood and the street collapses in the book, and it looks like that's where they're going this time. This is
Hmm.
this is the basement of his house, it looks like, but it's all filled though in this particular scene that it stopped on. I'm
Yep.
liking the fact that it looks like they are going down the street though, down the collapsed street. I'm really hoping they do bring in the cosmic spider. I just
Yeah.
hope it looks a lot better than what it did in the TV version.
Well,
Yeah.
it kind of based on how they've upgraded everything else, it's got to look better. And yeah, the Lovecraftian spider thing. And I do hope they don't make it a 100% literal spider, because in the book it's described that it's not an actual spider, it's just the closest analogy they can come up with.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true because it had 8 extending beams and such like that. So yeah, let me get some
Mhm.
comments here. If there isn't a giant spider, I will be upset, says Dr. Venkman. Yep, yep. I don't know if I could see this without Tim Curry. That would be nice to give him a cameo somewhere. It really would. I know he's had some health problems, and but I still think it would be nice if they.
This would be such a great send off to Tim Curry if they gave him a cameo in this.
Yeah.
Especially because Tim Curry's not going to be around forever, especially with his current health problems.
Yeah.
And to imagine if cameoing in this was his last role or something. How perfectly serendipitous that would be.
Yeah, I agree. Frag Minion saying the House of Mirrors is more annoying than scary, especially when the carney's yelling at you to hurry the F up. I've been there, done that. Yeah. And hey, Tim Laxton, yes, you made it. And I would like to point out this is the second live stream we've done double digits, and I'm very happy about that. Now, I think it's going to be really cool when it's not amazing to me because let's see. I think I read that it is linked to the Dark Tower book somehow. I think at some point Stephen King has linked all of them.
Okay, here's
a lot of them anyway.
Here's the situation with Dark Tower. According to Stephen King and the lore, the Dark Tower franchise is what links up all of Stephen King's multiverse. It's basically like the Dark Tower is the center spoke or the center hub, and all of the other books are spokes. That's sort of how it's set up. It's supposed to tie together everything and make it one cohesive multiverse.
Okay. 11 people at 2:30 in the morning. Extreme nocturnal. That's a good call, Eric. We're extreme. Insane how many people are watching. Well, for this channel, yeah, actually it is. It's really nice especially considering it's 2:40 in the morning. Final scene in the movie should be the losers leaving town, and we see old man on the porch, and it's Tim Curry as he gives us an it laugh. Oh my gosh. Frag Minion, I hope you sent that in. Get some reshoots. I know. Yes. I got to applaud that. Hell yeah.
Especially because in some of the later Stephen King, in some of the later Stephen King books, there are references to Pennywise that imply that he survived the end of it. So if for example, it's implied that Tim Curry is the form that Pennywise takes after he's defeated by the Losers Club the second time, how just epic would that be?
Yes. You know, I hear a lot of people when they talk about the older film, and I'm like this myself. I loved it when it first came out, but I watch it and I realize, yeah, there's a lot of problems there.
It's so campy.
It really is. But the one thing everybody says, Tim Curry was freaking awesome as Pennywise. He was just there. But then again, if anybody ever says an unkind word about Tim Curry, I don't believe him. Yeah, I do not believe. I didn't like him in that. Yeah, you did. No, I really didn't like him. Yeah, you did. You may not have liked the movie. You liked Tim Curry. I'm not buying it.
Tim Curry is the best thing about every movie he is in.
Home Alone 2. That tracks.
Exceptions admitted.
That tracks. Home Alone 2. I'm not a big fan of Home Alone 2. I love the first film, just like everybody else in the world. Think it's a lot of fun. It's a Warner Brothers cartoon brought to life. The second one is overly violent and mean-spirited and just but you get to the hotel and Tim Curry is Tim Curry forever and ever, and he's amazing. I watch it just for his performance alone.
I'm actually in the slight minority with the Home Alone movies. I actually like Home Alone 2 better.
Wow, something. You're the only person who's ever said that sentence. Congratulations.
Probably.
Yeah. Let's see what else we have, and then we're going to move forward here. Good explanation, says Tim Laxton. That's Dr. Venkman saying they came for Dalton. They knew this would be a long stream. Oh, high five.
Zing.
Let's see, where am I? And it's hinted it was not dead in other books. Oh, Undead Quinn's a Stephen King fan. Maybe the three of us should go. We were talking about doing Disney movies. We could do Stephen King films. Since Rob and Venkman have martial art and action films. Yeah, why not? Let's see. Tim Curry was best on Captain Planet. And Tim Curry is best on everything. I think that's what we're saying. Tim Curry in the Scooby-Doo movie. Once again, you may not have liked the movie, but you like Tim Curry in it.
Yep.
There you go. I will stand by that.
That's an interesting question. What is Tim Curry's best role?
Best performance?
The best role he played, right?
That is a question. That's almost a Thunderdome question. If I could get a couple of contestants, since Eric Breen is pushed out, I could I would put that this week. Yeah.
Also for shame, Eric. For shame.
He actually said
put in the unranked Chevron Lions Den, and you can't even be bothered to just do a regular Thunderdome. What the fuck?
I know. We're just teasing. Just teasing. All right, let's move forward here. Oops, I ran over. All right. So what do you think?
That tunnel shot right in the middle there is probably my favorite shot of the whole trailer. It's so trippy.
Find it again. A tunnel shot. Well, I thought I stopped it on there, but you're talking about the one where they're all kind of crawling down the tunnel?
Yeah.
This right here. Let me back up. Okay, you can see that?
Yep.
And that's the one where they're all, that's them coming in off of the, this right here. I can see it's on the TV now. This right here. Yeah, this is where they're going down the collapsed street. It looks like, at least. And they're going to finally meet Pennywise. And I also, hit the wrong thing. And I do like the fact that it looks like right up here. First of all, I can't picture where the bloody Bev is in the book. Like, I do not remember this scene at all. But then again, one of the best scenes in the first movie was the slideshow. And that's not in the book. That's straight up movie. And no, I think they did have the slideshow.
No, yeah, it was, because I remember they did something similar in the Tim Curry version as well.
Yeah, and this is and that was one of the most amazing scenes. So maybe this is something like it. And that's something. I'm not seeing an iconic scene yet, because him popping out of the screen, that was iconic in the last trailer. Yeah, and I do like this because it looks like they're doing the whole mental battle with the spider. They didn't do that in the they didn't do that part in the TV show.
Well,
so
they kind of did, but they didn't come right out and explain that. That's what they were doing.
Stopped and they would just stare, and it was like a deer in headlights. So it didn't really explain what was going on. I hope they do that a little bit better in this one. Yeah. That looks like a cave for a giant spider, says Venkman. Yes, it does. The bloody wall scene was not in the book, says Undead Quinn. I'm going to trust him because he seems to be knowing
Stephen King pretty well.
Yeah. 22 seconds. Nice knowing you, Anglantine. Yeah, sorry, went over a little bit. Let's see. Tim Curry's role in Rocky Horror Picture Show as Tillium's best Tim Curry. You know what I think is fun? Like, I don't like the movie, but damn, did he look cool as the devil? And he acted his ass off.
In Legend? Yeah.
Legend, yeah. My first introduction,
Darkness, because they couldn't say devil.
My first introduction to Tim Curry was the Annie movie, where he played Rooster. There you go.
I don't remember my first introduction to Tim Curry, because Tim Curry was just in all the things when I was growing up.
Yeah, he just started appearing.
I think I heard him as a voice actor before I ever actually saw him.
He was the first Joker before Mark Hamill took over. But yeah, my first experience, because I was too young to be taken to Rocky Horror Picture Show when it was put out, and I went and saw the Annie movie, and yeah, he plays the bad guy in that.
I
So,
think I might have narrowed down what my favorite Tim Curry
okay.
performance is, which is Wadsworth in Clue.
And Clue. Oh, good call. Good call.
Because he just owns that movie, and it honestly doesn't feel like he's acting very much. It feels like this is just kind of what Tim Curry is like if you ever met him in real life.
Yeah. Undead Quinn is reminding us it was a picture book, not a big screen. So they changed it from the picture book to the slideshow. Let's see. I left a Milky Way for Eric. Don't it? Okay. Yeah. That's torture. Milky Way suck. Eric Breen at Fagman. I apologize for leaving your personalized share out of my video. Never forgive, never forget. Forget what? Let's see. Fragment, you saying Tim Curry was awesome as Captain Hook. Oh, Muppets Treasure Island. Love it. Good pull, Fragminion.
Yeah.
Tilliam is saying Rocky Horror Picture Show isn't one of my favorite movies. I do like his role in the movie. Yeah. And the man could sing. The man's got pipes. You got to give it to him.
Yeah.
All righty. Let's get this going. All righty.
I do have one worry, which is I'm a little bit worried they're going to spend too much time on Pennywise the persona rather than explaining what Pennywise actually is as an entity, because he actually got the Pennywise persona from a guy he killed, or a clown that he ate.
Yeah.
So I hope they don't spend too much time on that part of the history.
Well, that might be what we were looking at the end here, at the last image, when he's like, whoa, we might actually be seeing Pennywise emerge because he ate the clown. My guess is if they're not going to bring in the cosmic turtle, we're not going to be hearing about how eternal Pennywise is. Although we do know that, but I don't think we're going to get a lot of the cosmic stuff.
Yeah, and that annoys me because it's surprising no one. The pseudo Lovecraftian parts of the mythology are my favorite parts. So it does bother me. We're not gonna see Matern. We're not gonna hear about the Macroverse or any of that stuff.
Well, that's in about 8 years when they decide to remake it as a Netflix TV show or whatever live stream service is winning the day. Warner Brothers, of course, is going to have their own. So yeah, when they decide to make it a 13 episode
when they decide to make when they decide to adapt Dark Tower again and actually make it into
yeah, that was such a disappointment. It really was, especially when you heard it was going to be a Netflix TV show, and then it ends up being a really crappy sequel. Books.
Though I will say that Matthew McConaughey as Walter was probably my favorite part of that movie. He does a really good job in that, especially because it's loosely implied that either Walter, the Man in Black, works for the entity that became Mr. Gaunt in Needful Things, or the guy in that Mr. Gaunt was Walter all along. It's sort of less ambiguous, but I could totally see Matthew McConaughey playing Mr. Gaunt if they ever did an actual big budget Needful Things.
Okay. Well, we're at the end of the trailer here. I love what I'm seeing. Tell you the truth, I really do. There are things I want, things I'm not expecting to get though, but what I'm seeing, I'm pleased with. What about you?
What I'm seeing, I'm liking. I just wish they didn't lampshade some of the
cosmic stuff. Yeah. I don't think they're going to be doing the smokehouse, because imagine if kids decide that's what they're going to do.
Well, it's kind of like the Bev sort of rape scene. From
it's not a rape.
They had to leave that out because otherwise it would be an NC-17 movie.
But it's not a rape. They don't rape her. She actually invites them. But yeah, it's not a rape. But it is creepy.
It's quite a graphic scene, though. Like it would put anything from the 50 Shades of Grey books to shame. So yeah.
Yeah.
for you.
Let's see. Oh, he's Captain Hook. I was thinking Blackbeard, and you said Captain Hook, Fragminion, because he's talking about Tim Curry's best role being in the Peter Pan cartoon on Fox Kids. Undead Quinn saying the last part has so many questions. I assume you're talking about all of the imagery that passes by.
I do hate when they do that, when they do the splicing together bits and pieces of every little scene instead of
Yeah.
just showing an actual scene.
Well, I don't mind because it gives an idea without revealing too much. What I don't like is when they show somebody reacting to something and it's not that in the movie.
Right. Yeah.
It'll be like this scene right
or
here.
if that entire scene is cut out.
Oh yeah, that's definitely. I like this where he's jumping on the side of the building. I can't see him. There it is, where he's jumping. I guess he's jumping out of the hole and then he jumps on the wall. That just looks awesome. I mean, I know how they do it. They do it Batman style. He's just jumping up out of a hole onto a wall and they just tilt it sideways and boom. But it's a great scene.
I will say that the biggest revelation from the It movies is Bill Skarsgård himself, because he just as hard of an act to follow as Tim Curry is, I would say that Bill Skarsgård did a pretty good job, especially given that he's under heavy makeup and prosthetics for the entire thing.
Yeah,
and he still comes through horribly.
So there you go. That's the It trailer. I'm all in. I'm all in. I want to see it. Absolutely.
Yeah, I really hope that they do as well with chapter 2, chapter 2 as they did with chapter 1, because chapter 1 was amazing, especially given that we hadn't had a really good Stephen King adaptation in years.
Yep. I know, right? And I'm hoping, fingers crossed, we're going to get more and more and more.
I really hope so. Although I will say that outside of it, Pet Sematary did not fill me with any kind of
Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. That was earlier this year, and I even did a review on this channel for it.
And it's just like, no.
Does
not remain in your memory.
No, it doesn't. The problem with that, it was the pacing. It really was just a slow, boring movie. Oh my God, it was not good at all.
And it didn't have any of the cool camp factor that the original had. Like I think you said this, and I totally agree with it when you did the trailer reaction to it. When it got to the part where sometimes dead is better, and the guy just phoned it in entirely.
Sometimes dead is better. It just is, guys. Sometimes, and then you have Fred Gwynn in the classic version. Sometimes dead is better. I love the way he says that. Sometimes dead is better. And he just nails it, man. Fred Gwynn is awesome in that movie. Let me get some.
Fred Gwynn is awesome.
Yeah, that's true.
Period,
yeah,
but
because My Cousin Vinny is a movie everybody should see. Let's see. Tim Laxton says, "Who plays the John Boy role?" It's Professor Xavier. What's his name? That guy.
McAvoy.
James McAvoy. The Cats trailer next. Yes, Undead Quinn. The Cats trailer will be next. Not tonight, but Dalton and I decided this is going to be something we're going to do. Venkman wants to jump in on a trailer or two. If he's got something under his sleeve or something, maybe he could jump in as well. I don't think this will interest Rob too much.
No, probably not.
So, but this is we're planning on doing this. San Diego Comic-Con is in full swing, so we're expecting to get a deluge of trailers from the San Diego Comic-Con. So we're going to be jumping on when we can, whenever they drop a trailer, and we're going to be checking out more and more. If also YouTube doesn't threaten to shut down because we did more than 20 seconds of showing off a trailer, so we're going to check how that goes. Let's see.
Also for Comic-Con, keep in mind that Marvel's probably going to release their next.
They said they're skipping Hall H. Huh? They're skipping Hall H this year. I think they're going to wait for D23.
No, they're presenting at Hall H.
Oh, they are. They are. Okay.
And they're doing both. They're doing D23 and Comic-Con.
I am waiting for the day where they just completely figure out, you know what, we've got our own convention and it does all sorts of gangbusters, like San Diego Comic-Con.
Well, I like it better when they do both, because the
Yeah.
thing is that they're spaced out enough that you can do like announcements for what movie you're gonna do next at Comic-Con, and then when D23 rolls around, you get details about, you know, what they're actually gonna look like, and that's an interesting way of doing it, because I actually like the behind the scenes sort of details and stuff like that. But yeah, that's definitely something we'll have to cover on the other channel on I Love Comics at some point when Marvel releases the Phase 4 slate.
Yes, I think that would be kind of cool. Let's see. Maverick saying he hopes that this movie makes more than the previous one. If it leads to as what Dalton say is Stephen King universe, I hope so as well. Dr. Venkman saying, "Excuse me, sir, you have Prince Albert in a can? You do? Well, you better let the poor guy out." He forgot to laugh.
Also, Frag, keep in mind that the first It came out during a massive storm that like decimated like large portions of the East Coast. So I don't think this one's gonna have any problems making more than the first one did. Assuming that there isn't another massive storm in like 5 days.
Oh, Maverick saying Saturday is Phase 4 panel, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Oh, shoot. Saturday. Well, shoot, I shouldn't say that. Saturday's my nephew's birthday. So we're going to go do an escape room. I'm hoping they let me bring my camera because I will film the entire process. We're going to an escape room called the Cuban Missile Crisis.
I've always wanted to do an escape room.
Yeah, he did too. That's what he, it's your 18th birthday. What do you want to do? And he said he wants to do an escape room. And it's kind of funny. My dad, he was in the Vietnam War as an Army Ranger, and he always said, I never thought I would be good at killing people, because if it wasn't for Vietnam, I think he would have been hippie. He's definitely a lefty. He's like, well, I'm not far left. Yeah, you are, Dad. He's wacko. But anyway,
well,
I don't talk politics.
You have to keep in mind that the far left in this case is like AOC and
yeah,
like,
he's not that far. No, he's not that bad. But he's really good at seeing things that you miss. And so my nephew picked a team of people to go in, and he literally looked at my dad and said he didn't want him to come because my dad would figure it out way too quickly. So he brought me in. I'm like, I don't know how to take that.
now I see that as, I would see that as the exact opposite way. I want to actually win the darn thing.
Well, he wants to win, but he doesn't want to win in 5 minutes. You got an hour.
But see, that's that to me is the fun part, because I've always loved movies like the Robert Langdon movies or National Treasure or stuff like that, where like puzzles rely on like this obscure historical knowledge, because surprising no one, I'm generally good at stockpiling like seemingly useless information and pulling it out.
No, we all understand you're full of useless information. This is not surprising anybody, not at all.
I know. And
you don't stockpile it, you share it around.
Well, because my view on it is always, there is no such thing as a useless piece of information. You never know when something is going to be useful. Right. So I've always been good at like the puzzles and the pulling out obscure information like that. So I would want to do it in as quickly as possible. It's kind of like if you've ever watched a Sherlock Holmes movie where he does the thing where he sizes up the person and says, well, based on this, this, and this, I can tell that you do this extremely obscure specific thing. And then everyone goes, Holmes, you amaze me. I love that. That is the one superpower I wish I had.
I think also that he wants to figure stuff out. So and we're gonna try to let him do that. My brother, myself are very much, my younger brother and myself are very much able to do that. Although I'm more able to do that with people rather than with things. So I think my younger brother's really going to be the guy who solves this. If somebody's talking, I could just I can read motivations and everything and figure out okay, that's where they're going from. But yeah, I got to admit, as far as like reading the room and my environment and stuff, my younger brother has me over that one. So anyway, there you go, guys. Top Gun, It Part 2. The trailers there, had a lot of fun looking into them. What do you think? One definite and one maybe. Okay, I was asking you, but the one time I'm actually handing you the baton to talk, and
I thought you were asking the chat, but
yeah, you're here, man.
Yeah, I really am looking forward to it, and not so much on Top Gun. I might see it when it comes out, or I might do what I always do, which is pirate the movie, and then if it's good,
we do not in any way, shape, or form do we condone pirating of movies at Xtreme movie shows. That's what theaters are for, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Holy Toledo, don't get my channel in trouble. I'm going to get my channel in trouble by doing trailer reactions and showing too much of the film and all that. I don't need anybody helping me getting this stuff shut down. Anyway, guys.
Well, I hope I get called in to help you with everything else. Why not?
Right. Yeah. And let's not do that. So if you do like the trailer reactions, by all means, let us know in the comments as well. Thank you very much, guys, for helping the conversation going along. And thank you very, very much for watching. And as always, stay extreme.
Good night, guys. It is
That's where you go. Extreme. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, extreme. Have a good night, guys.
Cheers, guys.